Hymen No Diamond. That blew up on the internet after a Facebook group was created with that exact name. This has been trending on Twitter with the hashtag No Hymen No Diamond, and there's been a lot of response. People have called it revolting. Feminists have been completely outraged and upset by this. So I wanted to speak to someone who might understand why this Facebook group was created in the first place. So I spoke to Dean Esmay over Skype. He is part of the Coalition for Men, and he's also a men's rights activist.
But an awful lot of women seem to expect a big rock and a lot of commitment and a lot of things they want in their man, whether he's tall, whether he's rich, whether he's handsome. And our culture doesn't even discuss what do men want. And I see this hashtag, and the men who started the Facebook page especially, Mueller was expressing frustration than any I truly must have the virgin bride.
He also said that we shouldn't focus so much on virginity. He says it's really not so much about that. Guys are realistic, but it's more about this fixation that society has with the diamond, the bling.
If you look at the history, what does the wedding ring represent, or the engagement ring represent? It represents the man's ability to buy things and do things for the woman. And we're still keeping that part of the old pre-feminist social construct, but we're not saying what do men get out of it. And a lot of men are frustrated by that, especially young men. I see it all the time in 20-something men especially.
I also spoke to the famous Princeton mom.
More than that, you just don't like the idea of being with a woman who has been promiscuous, who has been a floozy. So I totally understand that men are looking for women who have been more virtuous. But a demand for virginity? Are you kidding me?
I just think the short-sighted nature of this group is to suggest that sex is the most important criteria for marriage. I mean, when you are married, it is about so much more than that. I mean, I don't know who said this, but if the marriage is bad, the biggest thing you're worried about is sex. Is the marriage is good, sex is 5%. You know, I mean, there's just so many things to consider.
I will defend this group to a certain extent. I do think there's something romantic about saving yourself for that one person.
Not to get into the details, but scientifically, these men clearly have no idea what they're talking about, because as women, we all know, and I'm sure most men know this, that you can actually, destroy your hymen or, break your hymen at a young age from any number of things.
I think that just rhymes. I mean, I think they're just making a convenient rhyme.
Are the men supposed to be
What's
virgin?
the rhyme?
What's next?